the hat trick hero comes out there, to me played like a player that was tired of being slandered. I'll be so real. That's the type of performance. If you watch his face when he hits the ball on the last goal, that's like he's kicking us in the face for saying he wasn't good enough. He was kicking my head into the back of that net. I felt
Listen,
it.
he said,
Look
fuck
at
it,
his
I'm
face.
him.
But look at his face. I was like, damn, he's mad. Like,
He was like, yeah, I know you seen that.
see this. I love moments like this. This is my favorite time when this is when the narratives get narrativing. Like, it's just getting juicy, getting spice. I love it. Femi, you've been catching heat for weeks about Edward and Nketiah. You have been catching so much heat, but you have withstood the fire. I love people that have strong opinions and stick with them even when things are not going perfect or everybody in the fan base is telling you that you're wrong. It's time to collect. Femi, stare your haters straight in the face and tell them where to stick it. Go ahead, Femi.
Before I do that, I'm going to first give a huge shout out to my friend Michael. This Nketiah thing started long before this season. I've been a big Nketiah. I think it was like when Uba wasn't like doing very well at striker, and I was like, yo, like I've been watching some of the Carabao Cup games. I've been watching some, like, yo, this kid is not bad. Like, let's try it. And he's watched a lot of this Michael guy. He's watched so many of like my Twitter debates, and he's the one that's been pushing me to do the content creating thing. So for my birthday this year, he actually bought me this jersey. Like, not even joking.
Aw.
He bought me this. It's kind of like a joke. Like, it was a joke that like me and him
Shout
was
out
like,
to
okay,
Michael.
like,
He's a real one.
so it was really funny. That was like this joke that was at first it was kind of like, no, this kid is really good, to like, no, wait, like I feel like we're really underrating this guy. Do I think, and I want to make it clear one more time, do I think he should be an out and out starter for Arsenal? No, I've never said that. I love Jesus to death. I think one day Jesus should move over. We get a better striker, and then let's keep that going. But as of right now, for what we have, especially since I don't know if people understand this, but the transfer window is closed, so there's nothing we can do right now. But as of what we have right now, what's in the fridge right now in the kitchen.
You mean it's not Football
Nketiah
Manager?
is
You
a
mean I can't just turn on the computer and make a transfer happen right now?
He said, let's fast forward to January. Skip the
I
weeks.
think that like this weekend is everything that I like. It's not even everything, but it's like I'm just happy more so for him. It's not even like, haha, losers, haha, I'm right, you're wrong, because that is, in fact, it's just going to be a back and forth until he has a bad game again. No, I just do think that like as fans, we need to get out of this habit of like when people have bad stenches of games, like just a bad run of games, it's like all of a sudden this person's bad. We should sell them, this, that, and the third. And it's like, no, let's just calm down. Let's see the skill set. Let's see why things are happening, and let's go. As for Eddie himself, he didn't. I'm just happy for him, man. Like every time he does something well for the team, it seems like within 3 business days we completely forget, and he doesn't deserve to be here again. But a lot of other players get that leeway of like, oh, if you're having a bad game, it's probably because your leg hurts, or probably because you're not getting not many runs. And I specifically got into a very long argument with one guy who brought up appearances. Oh yeah, Nketiah has this many appearances and he only has 16 goals. Does anyone know that? Do you know that who's in the top 5 of I think it's like in like what is it, like X90 or whatever? I forgot the stat, but it's kind of like per 90. Do you know that Nketiah's level with Salah? Does people know that it's like
I don't
when
even want to know.
it's like for the minutes that he gets, he's producing in a level that you expect from a backup striker. And I feel like because he gets thrown in like the end of games, or he gets thrown in random moments where it's like, oh, we can't do anything, let's just throw him in and see if we can make something stick. Those appearances then get used as kind of like, oh, well, he didn't do anything this game, so he's like, that appearance, no goal, this appearance, no goal. But then when he starts, he's not only producing goals, I think he's recorded the most penalties for, like, he's drawn the most penalties for us this season. He's also drawn a red card for us this season. Like, for our attackers, he's been one of the more consistent ones, even though he's not the out and out starter. As soon as Jesus comes back, he's on the bench again. So I just feel like as fans, we kind of have to get out of this let's just wait till this person has a bad game. It's like, ah, ha, 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 ha. And it's more of like, thank you for helping us stay undefeated in freaking October. October, we have not lost a game in Prem. And
Yeah.
Nketiah has started majority of those games. Like, I'm sorry. Just, and haha to all of you guys. I'm rarely wrong. You hear me? I'm rarely wrong. I am rarely wrong. I'm gonna get this off my chest. I'm rarely wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll put my hand up. But tell me the time I'm actually wrong. Find it. Nah, it's just nice.
Let's talk about the goals, because I want to say that I'm not obvious. This is not an original thought, but whenever Clive says this, like on goals change games, it sounds simple, but they do. Before Eddie scored the first goal, I don't want to say we were struggling to break them down, but I could see that the anxiety was starting to come up. Like, what are we doing? We're not doing this. What if we get into halftime? We haven't scored yet. Is it going to be one of those games? Goals change games. And after, I think it was a little bit of a break where Arteta got to like coach the team a little bit, we came straight back out from that, and Eddie scores a goal. And that goal changed everything. Shoulders go down. Everybody starts to relax. Sheffield feels like they have nothing to hold on to anymore because there's no more 0-0 to hold on to. So goals change games. So it wasn't just like a goal at the end of a game where it was already won. This was opening up the scoring. We talk about Saka doing this all the time. He scores the goals that break deadlocks, put us ahead. Those are important goals in games, right? And so the goal comes at a good time, and it's not a tap in. That first goal is not a tap in. If anybody else does that, they're talking about it for weeks. That is like that is on par with Eddie's goal against West Ham, the pirouette.
Oh, that was
Like
chef's
when we
kiss.
talk
I
about
love
the
that
catalog,
goal.
these are in the catalog. I have to ask you guys, which one of his goals was your favorite? Because the last one too was something else. That was something else, okay? Sammy, you go first. Which one of Eddie's
No,
goals
I
was
was
your
just
favorite?
like, it's three. It's
It's
for sure
three.
three. It's three. He absolutely slapped. He said it, and he looked into the crowd like, I know y'all was talking shit. You see me, like you see me. I was like, oh, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, we're here. We're here. So number 3 was your guys' favorites for sure. That
For
that
sure.
was, yeah. Where did that come from? If anybody else does that, this is
Listen,
why I feel like we have to give him his flowers. It doesn't have to mean anything. I think that's the thing. It's like when a player that you don't rate does well, I think there's a tendency to discredit the moment and not give it because you feel like it means more than it needs to mean. It doesn't mean Eddie is like the best striker and like we have to change our opinion. But my goodness, you have to give him credit
listen.
for that.